Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. So if the name of the channel hasn't already given it away, this is going to be a channel about cryptocurrencies. Now my aims for this channel are to try and get you guys to understand the crypto space a little bit better and to really show you guys why I believe making an investment into cryptocurrencies can bring wealth and freedom into your life. So in this video that I have for you today, guys, I'm really going to try and explain what a cryptocurrency is and a little bit about how they actually work. Now, cryptocurrencies are a very hard thing to explain to somebody who really has no background knowledge or maybe hearing of them for the first time today. So I'm going to try and simplify, really give you a broad but simple understanding of really what a cryptocurrency is. So let's get into this video and let's find out exactly what a cryptocurrency is and how they actually work. So there are around 4,500 cryptocurrencies out there currently. It's an ever-growing number as people are constantly creating cryptocurrencies. Some cryptocurrencies also kind of disappear due to defunding and other things like that. So for me to explain what each individual one of them do is a very hard task, and this would be a 24-hour video plus, and it would be pretty much impossible for me to do that. So what I'm going to try and do is basically explain to you what cryptocurrencies are and how they work broadly by focusing on Bitcoin, which was the first of the cryptocurrencies and is the biggest. So Bitcoin was not only the first kind of cryptocurrency really to be recognized, but it is also the biggest in terms of interest, market cap and price. Now, let's just start with what I mean by market cap. Now, market cap essentially is the value in a certain coin or asset or stock price or something like that. So let's say, for example, you wanted to work out the market cap of Amazon. You would take the number of Amazon shares, the number of Amazon stocks, and essentially you would times that by the price, which would give you the market cap. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies work in the exact same way. If I wanted to work out the market cap of Bitcoin, I would essentially times the amount of Bitcoin by the price, which would give me the market cap of a coin. So that's very important. When you hear about people talking about market caps of coins, that's essentially all I mean. It's the money in the coins. So today, Bitcoin's market cap is round about 216 billion, roughly. That's an ever fluctuating number. Bitcoin holds roughly 66% of the entire money in crypto. So out of all the cryptocurrencies added together, of which there are 5,400, Bitcoin holds 66% of the money in there. The rest share roughly 1/3. Any other coin that isn't Bitcoin is referred to as an altcoin. An altcoin just means a alternative coin to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is not an altcoin. Any other coin, Ethereum, XRP, Tezos, Chainlink, Cardano, any of these other coins are altcoins. So Bitcoin is really the dominant force in cryptocurrencies, which is why I've decided to focus on that in my kind of journey to explain to you guys what a cryptocurrency is and how they work. I'm now going to give you a bit of background on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was created around about January 1st, 2009 by an unknown alias called Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, Satoshi created Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer payment system, essentially. Now, peer-to-peer meaning that really it's people's money governed by the people for the people. There's no third party such as a bank or a government or a company involved in it. It's a system that is ran by the people for the people, essentially. Now, when most people first hear about Bitcoin, they envision something similar to this. A tangible coin, something similar to maybe gold bullion or something like that. Now, Bitcoin only exists digitally. So there is no tangible copy necessarily of Bitcoin. It is it only exists digitally. Now, for those of you who see a problem with a currency, a payment system being digital, only 4 to 8% of all the money out there currently today is actual physical cash. The rest of the money only exists digitally. And this is the price that we have paid for the convenience of using credit cards, internet banking, etc., etc. We already live in a digital cash system. Now, the only difference between Bitcoin and let's take a currency like the US dollar is Bitcoin is owned by the people. Bitcoin is not a centralized system. It is decentralized in the fact that it is anybody can participate in the Bitcoin network and help to run and maintain and verify the Bitcoin network. Whereas the US dollar is centralized. We do not control the US dollar. We don't control how many are made. We don't control any aspect of it other than the fact that we use and transact with it. And this is only one reason why Bitcoin is so revolutionary, because it is the first system of digital decentralized finance. Every other system of digital finance, or finance full stop, is centralized, meaning there is one single control point. Bitcoin does not discriminate against you in any way, shape or form. It doesn't care about your race, it doesn't care about your class, it doesn't care about your preferences. Anybody out there can help to run the Bitcoin network. Anybody can set up a node, anybody can be a miner. All you need is computing power. So let's get into a little bit about how Bitcoin works. Now, Bitcoin works on a distributed ledger technology, also known as the blockchain. Essentially, how this works is every transaction that is made, and a transaction is made very similar to the way that I can send an email. We have addresses that we can transfer, in the case of an email, knowledge or content to one another. In the case of Bitcoin, we can transact value. Now, this distributed technology, also known as blockchain, basically essentially works by storing every transaction that has ever happened in Bitcoin from the conception of its genesis block on this blockchain, stored in the blocks that are then added to the chain. Each block has a puzzle that the miners will try and solve. Now, the miners on the Bitcoin network are essentially in charge of validating transactions, and they get rewarded via transaction fees, and they also get rewarded for solving the puzzle. And the way that they solve the puzzle is anybody can be a miner, as I previously stated, and depending on your computing power, really depends on how many guesses you can have at the mathematical puzzle. So if you have higher computing power, you can take more guesses and you're more likely to achieve the answer to that puzzle and to receive the reward. The reward currently is 6.25 Bitcoin per block. Now, in each block, at the moment, there's roughly around 3,500 transactions, which will complete the block and add it to the chain. So once that amount of transactions are taken, those transactions are saved on the block and they're added to the chain where all the other transactions are. And this is how Bitcoin kind of goes forward. So the miners play a very crucial role. And like I previously stated, anybody with a computer and enough computing power can essentially join the Bitcoin network and become a miner. And this is called proof of work. So the miners are rewarded in Bitcoin for essentially giving their computing power to the network. A new block is roughly created every 10 minutes. So that gives you a kind of idea of the speed of the network. Now, the more people that join the network and decide that they want to become miners and give their computing power, the harder that puzzle gets to solve. So it does this for a very good reason, so that the supply of Bitcoin is very much under control, if you will. The actual coding of Bitcoin, the kind of software, really has kind of, Satoshi had kind of written into it that the more people try and solve the puzzle, not the faster it gets solved, but really the harder the difficulty goes up in order to kind of control the supply of Bitcoin. Like I said, there is only ever going to be 21,000 Bitcoin ever created. They reckon that's going to roughly all get mined in 2041, so 2041. So we've got a little while to go. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when they are all mined, sort of what the price is. The price today is around 9,000 Great British pounds. And, you know, the more scarce the asset becomes, obviously, in my opinion, the higher the price will be. And really, I have a lot of people say, well, why is Bitcoin worth anything? It's not backed by anything. Well, Nixon and most currencies today are not backed on really anything other than the government, and in many cases the military force that the government control. Really, currency today is more of a belief system than anything else. We believe that the currency that we use has transactional value, and that's in real essence, in my opinion anyway, I know there's a lot of people out there that disagree with me, is the reason currencies are actually valuable. It's the belief behind those currencies. We've used many different things as currencies. You know, I'm a big fan of gold and silver. They call it God's money. We've been using gold and silver for generations and generations and generations, and really since the dawn of man, we've been using precious metals and things like that. So it's really the belief system. If nobody believed that gold and silver were valuable, they wouldn't be valuable. It's as simple as that. Bitcoin is essentially valuable because we believe it's valuable, because of the technology behind it, because it's a way that we can transact with one another fairly and on equal terms. So like I previously said, there's only ever going to be 21,000 Bitcoin kind of in existence. That's written into the code. So once the last Bitcoin has been mined, the 21,000th Bitcoin, there will be no more Bitcoin. Currently today, we've mined around 18 million Bitcoin roughly. How many of those Bitcoin are still in existence? How many of those Bitcoin haven't been lost? People lost the kind of their private keys, or they had sent it to the wrong address, or they had, you know, maybe got rid of a computer years ago that had thousands on, or whatever the reason may be. How many of those are still available to be bought and kind of circulating is still a very unknown figure. Some people generously, in my opinion, estimate around about 12 million Bitcoin, 14 million Bitcoin, but nobody knows for certain. So that's really the bulk of the video that I had for you today, guys. I hope that this has kind of cleared some things up for you, given you guys really a little bit of a basic understanding about Bitcoin and really cryptocurrencies. Most cryptocurrencies, or certainly a lot of cryptocurrencies, work on the distributed decentralized ledger technology known as blockchain, and it's really a key thing to understand, in my opinion. So guys, let's have a quick recap. So there are roughly 5,400 cryptocurrencies out there. Any of the cryptocurrency that isn't Bitcoin is known as a altcoin. There are only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin mined. The miners are responsible for validating the transactions that take place on the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by an unknown alias called Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin runs on a technology called the blockchain, which essentially is a decentralized digital ledger technology. Nobody owns or controls Bitcoin. It is controlled by the people, and in my opinion, for the people. As I've said probably a million times, you're probably sick of me saying that in this video. So guys, that is going to wrap this video up. Apologies for any noise in the background or anything. I thought I'd film this video outside, as it's an absolutely stunning day where I am. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you found this useful. Just one last quick thing is that the market cap, remember I had kind of explained what a market cap was. It's the value in a certain asset or currency or stock or whatever. You just times the amount of, let's say, how many Bitcoin there are out there by the price, and that gives you the market cap. The market cap of the entire crypto market is very, very small, in my opinion. Not even $1 trillion, nowhere near $1 trillion currently. That's for every coin, not just Bitcoin, all the coins in there. We have so much room to grow. We have companies that are, you know, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft are all well over $1 trillion currently today. We are nowhere near $1 trillion. The room that we have to grow in cryptocurrencies is crazy. It's one reason why I believe that cryptocurrencies are such a good investment to make. We're going to cover these in later videos. I'm going to try and release at least 2 videos a week for you guys. I'm going to up that the more interest I get. So if you're interested in maybe listening to and watching some of those videos, subscribe, leave a like or a dislike. It's up to you whether you enjoyed watching this video or you didn't. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future videos. My next kind of video that I plan to release is to really kind of jump into why it may be the next video I release should be where I can see the Bitcoin price going and why I can see it going that way. But guys, honestly, this is a emerging market that I seriously think that people do not want to miss out on. I think you will kick yourselves if you miss out on educating yourself at least, and if not, maybe partaking in some way, shape or form in the market. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Like I say, apologies for any noise in the background. I hope you all have a fantastic day, fantastic weekend, fantastic week, wherever you are. See you guys.